This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here with Giulia Bernini, who is joining us all the way from Tuscany, Italy. How are you today?
I'm very good. I'm enjoying the city so much.
Have you been to Toronto previously?
No, it's my first time.
And how are you finding it?
Gorgeous. Awesome.
Superb.
I really hope to come back again soon.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you've been introducing me to 3 different wines from 2 different estates, but you actually work with 3 different estates in Tuscany. Would you mind telling me about the 3 different estates?
Yes. 3 different estates are in the same property. It's the property of the Bindi Sergardi family. It's one of the ancient family in the province of Siena. They were settled there since 1349.
Wow, so quite a bit of history there, yeah.
Quite a bit of history, almost 700 years.
Yeah.
And the 3 estates, which are all in the administrative area of Siena, they have been passed on through the 23 generations of the family, and we're very lucky because we grow Sangiovese vineyards, Sangiovese grapes, and so we get to have different expression of the Sangiovese in the 3 lands. We have I Colli estate, where we have 2 wines here today, that gives us the most fruity and fresh expressions. So we go for short maceration and not over extracted tannins. Usually are young wines, easygoing, nice to drink. So not too much tannins because I Colli estate is all about like carbonate calcium soil.
Right,
and
okay.
that's the best it can give us. Then we have Mocenni, is a unique spot. You are 500 meters above the sea level.
And this is the Chianti Classico
That's the
property,
Chianti
yes,
Classico property. There we have Galestro and Alberese, so carbonate calcium, but also argillite. We are in Castelnuovo Berardenga, Vagliagli, as per location. It's considered a municipality of the light.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly. So we have a nice warmth given from the south. We are in the Sienese Chianti Classico, latitude south. Plus we have good altitude, 500 meters. Alberese and Galestro, so big stones that exchange their minerals with the water that is underneath the vineyards. So it's a very strong identity in our wines. And then we have Marcianella, which is in the south of the province, about 50 kilometers south, is Chiusi, as per town. It's an historical estate where we found a very huge collection of Etruscan artifacts, stating that there we used to produce wine at their time, so 600 before Christ, which is pretty incredible. Marcianella has a sandy soil, and we are 250 meters, so totally different thing. Sangiovese here gets its soft expression, warm, silky expression. So it's so interesting to see how Sangiovese can decline in these 3 lands.
In tasting the Chianti Classico, I would say your style was quite traditional.
Yes, it is.
And is it exclusively Sangiovese?
Yes, all of our wines are 100% Sangiovese. We're pretty strict on that. We believe that we can express our territory only through 100%
Right, that's
Sangiovese.
interesting.
Of course, we produce also 2 super Tuscans, which are, one is 50% Merlot and 50% Cabernet Sauvignon. Its name is Symbiosi.
I see.
Yeah, and then we produce 100% Cabernet Sauvignon in parcel number 91 in Mocenni. And of course, it's interesting to see how international varietals result while eating the Chianti land. So at the end, you are what you eat. So they just confirm that in winemaking, terroir is more important than anything else.
And with the family having this kind of history, have they gone back and forth on the traditional versus modern, or have they stuck with traditional all the way through when it comes to both vinification and viticulture as well?
Okay, to be honest, we had a certain time in which we used to add like 3% of international varietals to our Chianti Classicos. It was kind of a time where you needed to do this, or it was more in fashion
for the market. Yes, yeah.
You know, we don't do wines for the market, so our wines were always 97% Sangiovese.
Right,
so we really believe in that. But thanks to research, thanks to palate of the people changing, we can educate them to 100% Sangiovese and no Barriques, so just big barrels. So people are more ready for that. It took us a while, you know, it's Mother Nature has long times, and of course long times is also the education of the people in the markets. but we're going there. Everybody in the territory is doing this, so we see this more like we're all together doing
So,
this.
did you ever use Barrique?
We did.
You did, okay.
We did,
okay.
but we gave up.
Okay, I'm very glad to hear it, because I think that ruined some of my favorite Italian wines at some point. But,
Absolutely, we totally agree with that. We never use like new Barrique, always like second to fourth fill.
yes, yeah.
But since good like 4 or 5 years, we gave up doing it.
Okay, and where are your biggest markets for the wines?
I would say the United States
Right.
is our biggest
Okay.
market, and China is our faster growing market.
Okay, and how long have your wines been in Canada for?
They have been in Ontario for 2 years now.
2 years now, right? That's what I thought. Over the past few years, I've had many a discussion with friends about the whole Gran Selezione designation. How do you feel about that, and how do your various wineries deal with that?
We strongly believe in Gran Selezione. We think it's a good project that the Consorzio has developed. There's a lot of work to be done, that's to be said. We have to educate people about it, but the idea is to show the world what we can really do in the Chianti Classico region. So we have nothing to invite to huge like winemaking regions. We do produce great wines that can age for a long time, and they're really terroir driven. So in our winery, we used to produce this wine way before the Gran Selezione was born, but it's a single vineyard. It's Particella numero 89, which stands for the registry number of the vineyard. It was named after the vineyard to say it comes from here. So when we started this project in 2006, we wanted to demonstrate that that soil was very, very peculiar, and we could feel it was not a Chianti Classico, it was not a Chianti Classico Riserva, it was a single voice, but we didn't have no name for that, so we just called it IGT. So when the Chianti Classico released the Gran Selezione project, we found that it was the perfect dress for our wine. So we just named it after the Gran Selezione DOCG, and we were in the first 30 wineries to get the permission in 2014 to release their wines as a Gran Selezione. So in our case, we already had a wine that was really outstanding in our production, and we just found our way through the Gran Selezione. So we really want to communicate this and show the world what we can do.
I'm glad to hear that, because when I first started experimenting with the wines that were being released under that designation, I found that many of them were kind of like, almost like they're the Gran Reservas, but kind of on steroids. So there were a lot of the first vintage that was labeled as such, I found to be quite overpowering, especially on the oak side of things.
Well, as we were saying that things are changing in Chianti Classico, we're experiencing now a very positive moment. People are talking better about our denomination. I think a good part of this is also because we're abandoning the oak style, and we're going more for like fruit-oriented things. So of course, also the Gran Selezione was a pretty quick thing that happened. So I think in the time, people are more doing better and better, of course. So I really still think that we can always do better, because even through excellence, that's what we always say, you can always do better, but it's a very important project.
Right, okay, well, I look forward to tasting the entire range. Giulia, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.